who was born in New York. His name is Bernard Schwartz. You know the name of Bernard Schwartz, ladies? The Prince of Hollywood I'm talking about. Tony Curtis. Tony Curtis. He founded the Emmanuel Foundation. Look at the ruin bars. The male devil and the female angel. It's a new Hungarian franchise. Look at the ugly artificial leather seats from the communist railway stations. Communist retro. This is what happened to the district. Instead of a Jewish district, these people, this young, and especially tourists, they call it the party district. Some people didn't even sleep yet here on the street, you can see them. The other side is a more elite district number 5. At the Ritz-Carlton you pay 4 times more for a shot than here. I mentioned the Palinka, 5-6 euros, here only 1.5 euro for a shot. Now you can see on the left, the giant Ferris wheel is just a new symbol of freedom. It's very typical about the Hungarian history that we had a negative reaction. People living around, you know, the square, they were really stressed when they saw the first time a giant Ferris wheel. You know what they said? They sent a letter to the mayor as a complaint. They're always complaining here in these countries, saying that Mr. Torlos, we want to let you know that people sitting in the cabins of the giant Ferris wheel, they can see whatever happens in our bedroom. Well, what was the reaction of the quite conservative, old-fashioned mayor? He said, please do get curtains. That was actually really interesting. In the communist era, because the distance was big, a lot of people didn't have money, didn't care about the, curtains. In the country, people were more shy, not in Budapest. So anyway, because of the big distance, many houses, it's really true, they didn't have curtains before. You can see on the left, behind this new office building that I don't really like, the St. Stephen's Cathedral. St. Stephen's Cathedral is named after our first king. Now we have seen the main facade. St. Stephen, the state founder, 12 apostles at the rear, can you see? And the most expensive dome ever built in Europe. Not too big, but can you see? It's copper. Copper. The problem, why is it the most expensive? Because it was built twice. The first architect, Joseph Hield, was seriously ill. He didn't notice a problem of stability, and it was unstable construction, and basically the first dome collapsed and it destroyed the whole building. And before the end of the construction, we were running out of money. The city of Cologne, Germany, paid for this new dome, and they chose copper, which is the most expensive building metal, more expensive than bronze, after gold and basically silver. So this is the most expensive dome built in the European history. 1905 we finished after 54 years of struggling. Even the parliament was built for 3 times shorter time, which is a much bigger building. You can see our Champs-Élysées, the Hungarian Andrássy Avenue, named after the prime minister who lived in Paris. He was exiled by Pest Josef. Can you see the logo on your left? Herend, the biggest age in the world. That's the porcelain.
That's what I want.
Porcelain store. You can see on your left 16 composers on the roof. 16 composers on the roof. This is the opera house, of course, the most gilded, most ornate opera house in Europe. A little bit too much, but have a look to the right. Can you see the Americans? God bless America, because it's the new Marriott. W. Marriott, former Ballet Institute. One is nicer than the other. Don't look at the girl, she's also beautiful on the left. So, 16 composers, fully renewed last year. Gilded everywhere, even outside. Outside, usually opera houses are not gilded. You shall see, for example, you should see the one in Prague. Very modest compared to that. Not that big, the Viennese must be bigger. But Pest Josef opened the building. You know what he said? He told the architect, he said, Mr. Eagle, I told you not to build a larger opera house than that of Vienna, but I completely forgot to tell you not to build a more beautiful opera house than that of Vienna. Can you see how long is the building? Twice as long than the width of the facade. It makes the acoustics wonderful. According to Placido Domingo, maybe the greatest expert in the world, it might be the second best acoustics of Europe after that of Scala of Milan. This is how he feels. Past the corner you can see a little bit different thing, almost like opera house, but can you see at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock on your left, the pinkish building is another theater, Operetta Theater. Do you know what is the difference between opera and operetta? We know exactly in Budapest, at the end of the operetta nobody dies. Stupid, look to the right is also interesting, the Parisian department store. Stupid love songs for the aristocracy. in Hungarian and in German, musicals on stage, dancing, you know, so really this is the only thing in the Hungarian, Austro-Hungarian, Bavarian, South Germany as well culture, which is always with happy ending. This is what we needed. But during this period, we had such a flourishing period after the Austro-Hungarian compromise that we needed to express these positive feelings. We had 600 cafes in Budapest, more than in Paris at that time, before franchising started. Budapest became the fastest growing city area in the world, based on the compromise. Jews and Protestants became equal to Catholics for the first time in the Hungarian history. So that made Budapest and Vienna also a kind of explosion. You know, we had a fantastic improvement. We built a big boulevard, for example. Can you see the big boulevard?